Hello and welcome to Stevens Automotive. In today's video, we're going to be replacing headlight assemblies on a Gen 3 Toyota Prius. Now, these headlights belong, or actually would be, the same replacement procedure for a 2010 to 2015 model years. Now, these are aftermarket headlights. I know they looked on video, they look like for like OEM quality, but truthfully, they're not. They're actually made by an aftermarket company. And there's just many of those companies out there that do make like quality OEM headlights. Now, I decided to go with these headlights because it saves a little bit more money than replacing it with an OEM pair of headlight assemblies. Now, in this part of the video that I will be focusing in right now is the part where I show you how to seal up these headlight assemblies before you install them. Now, these are made by a company called Eyes. And whatever the company is, it could be Eyes, it could be whatever other company. Some of the times you can't just trust by get them out of the box and install them right in the car. You have to do this procedure because what I found in my experience is that once you install it, the car looks beautiful, or almost new actually, and 2-3 weeks down the road, once they've been exposed to moisture, rain, a lot of these headlights accumulate moisture inside of it, and you'll see it, and it's very annoying, very ugly looking, and it'll take you a while to remove that moisture from there. Now, what I use is clear RTV. It's a silicone, and what I do is I cut the tip. I apply a thin layer of RTV right around where the lens meets the housing, as you can see here pointing, where I'm pointing at the headlights. And just apply a thin layer, let it dry, and after it dries, then flip the headlight upside down to the bottom side. And this is not something that you do within 5 minutes. You gotta take your time and make sure you do a good job. And what this will do will create a good seal between the plastic and the housing in the back. Now, I did a thin layer, and that's completely fine to me. I've done multiple replacements of these headlights. But if you want to go and add a thick layer after you do your thin layer, go right for it, because this part of the silicone application it's not going to show. The bumper goes right up, tucks right over it, so you won't be able to see any of the stuff showing. So if you want to go ahead and apply another layer, go ahead and apply another layer. That makes you happy. But at the end of the day, what you want to focus in is just applying a thin or a thick layer, whatever makes you happy, in order to prevent that moisture from accumulating. So now let's go back to the live video and let me show you how to replace these headlamps. Now I'm going to be coming with a voiceover here again because I made a terrible mistake. I recorded this late in the evening inside my garage, and I had the fan blowing at a high speed, and it just took over the mic.
All right, so right here we have one. I'm going to take that off. Then, if you look on the bottom, I'm going to take care of this one right here. Then we're going to take care of this one right over here. Then we're going to take care of this one, this one, this one. So a total of 5 in the front. 5 10mm screws. Another one here. And then we have another one right over here, and then the clip.
So what you see me doing here is starting to take bumper apart, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take the front top cover right above the radiator support, and just pretty much is all clips. So you take those clips off, whatever clips are in there, and then just go with, I'm pretty sure, just 10mm bolts. Just remove whatever you see on there, and what we're trying to accomplish here is just remove as little as possible that we have to. I'm doing this without the car being jacked up on jack stands. What I'm trying to accomplish here is remove the front bumper, but not completely off the car. What I mean by that is I just remove whatever it is on the side that's holding it, usually as the fenders, and a little bit of the bottom cover. Now you see me start here in the front passenger side of the car, then I move to the driver's side and I do the same procedure where I take that clip off, I take that 10mm screw off, then little by little what I'm trying to do is detach the front bumper from the sides and now gently pulling away and trying not to damage the tabs where they clip onto the side of the fenders. Okay, now you can see that I have the front bumper off. And what I'm going to try to do now is just remove whatever bolts that are exposed now that I removed the front bumper cover from the headlight. So I'm taking off these bolts. And now I'm trying to pull on the headlight, but as you can see, I'm having a hard time because this headlight hasn't been removed in years. And that's quite normal. What you got to do is just, you just got to make sure there's no bolts holding it on. And you just got to pull on it. Now you can see me that I struggle a little bit here, and then eventually the headlight gave away and it came off. And this is a quick tip for you. What you could do is use masking tape and put that on the side of the fenders where the headlights meet the fender, so that in case the force is too much that you're pulling on it and the headlight slips off your hand, it doesn't scratch the paint of the car. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap out here the bulbs from the old headlight to the new one. And as I do that, then I go back and I plug everything back in and clip in the harness, make sure it's routed correctly the right way. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. If you like this video and you think it was helpful for you, please give it a like. If you have any questions, suggestions, or any comments, don't forget to go ahead and place that in the comment box down below. And as always, consider subscribing. And if you're interested in the headlights that I replaced on here, I will put them down in the description box below in this video, so you can go ahead and check it out yourself. If you work with aftermarket headlamp assemblies before, go ahead and let me know down below. Now make sure that once you plug in that harness, the connectors make that click type of noise to make sure you have a good connection. And make sure you go and test those headlights, turn them on, make sure everything works, check your turn signals, your regular high beams, low beams, parking lights, everything works. What you'll see me doing here is a little OCD, so I'm making sure that I'm wiping down whatever dirt mark was imprinted on the inner side of the fender from that old headlight. Again, little OCD in me, but you don't have to do this. Completely optional. And then after that's wiped down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on making sure that the headlight assembly sits properly and that there's almost zero gaps between the fender itself and the headlamp. Now, as you bolt the headlights on, make sure you put pressure and push towards the fenders so that there's almost zero clearance between the fenders and the headlamps. You don't want any gaps, so that's what you want to do, and that's what you'll see me doing here. Again, let's test these headlights, make sure everything works. And then let's go on the other side, let's do the driver's side. All right, so we did the same procedure on the driver's side, and just put you on a time lapse and make sure that I test those headlights before putting everything back together. So now let's proceed with installing the bumper. Now as we install the bumper, it's pretty simple. Just pretty much go in reverse order. Just try to align everything as perfect as possible and just gently tap on the side of the fender so that those tabs clip in perfectly where they should go, and then just reinstall the hardware right back where it belongs. A little word of advice, you didn't see me off camera, but I did the bottom first and then I moved on to the top. But what you want to do on the bottom is just gently thread the bolts in by hand. Don't just go in and tighten one at a time and fully tighten it on, because if you need a little wiggle room, you want a little bit of play in the bumper to get the other ones on, you're not going to get them lined up. So just thread one in at a time, get about 3 to 4 threads in, move on to the other one until you get all of them in there, and then go ahead and tighten them securely. Move on to the top, refasten everything where it should, and this is how it comes to back to life again. If this video was helpful for you, go ahead and click that like button. If you have any questions, suggestions, go ahead and let me know in the comments. Go ahead and click on the channel and check out some of my other videos. And if you like this type of content, consider subscribing. Thanks for checking it out today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for educating yourself. You'll see me in the next video, and best to you. This car is a 2013, but now it looks like it's several years newer. So here it comes, and I'm going to show you a little bit of the imperfections that you just can't get away with, but it's just there. You can see a little bit of a gap here, but I mean, there's not much you could do about that. They're not perfect. They're aftermarket. You know, they're not OEM. It saves you a few bucks, but at the end of the day, it looks 10 times better than what it used to look like before.